our very first underground mob. It's a creeper. Let's get it before it sees us. Oh. Welcome back everybody, thank you so much for joining me in episode 7 of Minecraft The Journey. Here we are in Minecraft in-dev version 2010-02-01-3, where we've been doing so much. We've been exploring the mining in the game and checking out the new tools with their durability and everything. You might notice as well that the tools are now 3-dimensional. Previously they were just 2D animations, and so now we've got 3D looking shovels and picks and things like that. So the game's starting to reflect more what it will become. Over there at our in-dev house extension, we've got our cogs. Now we did hack those into the game, but as they don't really change the game too much, we were willing to keep them just because they look super cool and they are part of Minecraft's history. In the last version as well, sounds came back, and that has made everybody happy because the game is starting to sound like it should, as you can hear. We checked out a couple of the sounds. There was one more I wanted to cover, and that is the bow, because I haven't used this in a little while, so I want to check it out. Ready? That sounds pretty amazing. Looks like Steve is not susceptible, I should say, to arrow fire. And the arrows, I think, still look quite different in these versions. Very 3D. So there we go, there we have it. Now, one other thing I wanted to quickly cover about this version, or in fact about 2010-01-29, I believe it was that in the changelog, and I mentioned this in the last episode, although I was a bit hazy about the details because I didn't want to spoil things too much. But in 2010-01-29, the emerald ore was added to the game, and the emerald block. Much like the iron and the gold block, which we can see here, there is now an emerald block. And it has the color of the sort of turquoisey aqua color that we see in Diamond today. And the reason that it is those colors is because it was only named Emerald for that particular version, and then the name changed from Emerald to Diamond in, I think, 2010-01-30. I went looking underground in the last episode to see if I could find some of this. I even went looking for it in a New World Generation, but I couldn't find any of the ore. So I suspect that what's happened is that while the ore has been added to the game, it's not yet generating as part of the world gen. And that's a shame because I was really looking forward to finding that and exploring it and having a look at it. But I'm sure in the upcoming versions that we will definitely run into it. Now, as for this version, in Dev 2010-02-01-3, we have seen everything that we need to see in terms of all of the features, and it is time to get our butts upgraded. Now, there are a few more things that we need to explore in the versions between now and when we get to Infinite Terrain Generation, where we will need to move on from this world and onto a new one. So what I'm going to do is start powering through some of these upgrades, and let's explore some of the cool new features that are coming up. But quick lesson of the day, don't open chests when you're armed with a bow. What's that? What's that you say? It's a creeper. The mobs have been put back. That makes me very happy. Minecraft is starting to look like Minecraft again. Although I've never heard a creeper make that noise before. I've never seen it drop string. But I suppose these adjustments are still yet to come. Oh yes, and look, hello. There's a sheep. Sheep have returned in this version. They were introduced in a classic version that we didn't get to cover because I didn't have a copy of that particular version. But they did get put in the game for a short period and then removed. So I'm glad to see that they're back, even though they don't seem to be spawning in with any wool. And over here, we've got Mr. Skeleton. He doesn't have any AI at the moment, or at least not the kind of hostile AI towards me, so yeah. Look at that. Spiders are back. Come here, you. I'm gonna get ya. And there's one. A zombie. Strangely enough today, he was the most elusive to find. But it's nice to see the classic 4 mobs back in the game. And the only additions in the version that we're running right now were the return of the sheep and the return of these classic mobs. Nothing else is new. Now in the next version, there are quite a few versions in between the one we're on and the one we want to go to. And unfortunately, all the versions in between are not available. So we're going to have to just jump up to a version that's about a week into the future in terms of development time, and then go back over all of the changes in between. So let's get ready to do that. We are back. Minecraft in Dev 2010-02-07-2. Here we are. Let's have a look around. I'm curious to see all the changes. So a few tweaks were made to the mobs that were added back. In the last version they had no hostile mob AI or anything like that. So I was able to just walk around and combat them. You'll also hear music in the background. Music was always turned on in the menus before this, but did it just stop? I promise I did nothing. Let's see what happens with that. But that's the first time I've heard official music in-game. So that's an interesting one. Now, back to the mobs. So let's put this away. Oh, look at me. I'm Steve. I wonder why I don't have a skin yet. I might have to look into that because I should be able to get my skin loading here. If I can, that's exciting. Also, the armor slots. I remember that they might have had the outline of the particular armor item, but maybe not. Where were we? Okay, passive mobs. They are spawning in the lit areas, and hostile mobs are spawning in the dark areas. That's very good for us because it means that out here in the sunshine, wherever the sun is, I guess it's just everywhere, we're quite well protected. No mobs will come to harm us. But when we dig underground and start mining, we should be attacked by fiendish mobs. So we definitely want to head downstairs and check that out. It also looks like the lighting has changed because my house is now significantly darker than it was when we were in here before. And it's quite possible that mobs could spawn in that. I don't know. I just don't know. We're going to have to explore all of this. So what else? Mobs that were added to the game include the giant. Everyone may not be aware of what the giant is, but the giant was a mob that was introduced into the game in the very early versions, like the ones we're running now. Oh, lighting glitches. How about that? Haha, game bugs. And the giant was added, but it was never added as a playable feature. In other words, it never had AI as far as I understand, and it never became a hostile mob. We might be able to summon one in or spawn one in at a later date, or maybe we'll even encounter one in this version or a future version. I'm not sure. Have to wait and see. So I'm going to head underground. I think that's so funny. I'm going to head underground and see if I can find some of these hostile mobs again. Hey, look what I found. I found our very first underground mob. It's a creeper. Let's get it before it sees us. Aha! Got him. Ooh. Whoa! I didn't expect that. Wow. Wow. I'm glad that I was recording then. I was just setting up to do another piece to camera, and that is the first time in Minecraft, in my whole history of playing Minecraft, where a creeper hiss and an explosion like that scared me. Properly scared me. You heard my reaction. That was all completely unprompted. I threw my mouse across the mouse pad because just as he hissed, I was reaching for my mouse, and my physical reaction threw the mouse across my table, and yeah, he got me. Wow. So that was exhilarating. I'm going to go back into the caves and see what else I can find. And I think I need a cup of tea. Oh! I didn't realize you could fire arrows. Again, that scared the heck out of me. My health is down, so I have to be careful of this one. Let's see if I can light things up a bit. He seems to be a bit unable to get me. Haha. Come on. What I really need is armor. Dead. Got him. So all of this makes me feel like I'm playing Minecraft again. Look at me, I'm spelunking, I'm having to light my way as I go. I need to gather resources to make sure that I can make new torches. I think the only food in the game was the mushroom stew, but I tried crafting that a few versions ago and I didn't have any luck, so I'll try again, gather some of these items. I can always hear the mobs around me. Gives me an indication that they're nearby, but I can't quite tell where they are in relation to where I am. Right now, I'm going to see if I don't actually have any wood on me, but I do have a crafting bench. That doesn't help me much. I might have to get to the surface and make myself some food, and then come back down and keep exploring. Well, it looks like I've dug up underneath my house. This can be good and bad. Quick access to the caves. This is the sofa. Yes, definitely. So if we dig up here, we should be right at the back door. How amusing. I think I might have to turn that into a better access way into the underground. But for now, we were going to try and get ourselves some of that lovely mushroom stew. So that was fortunate that I'm right by my home. Let's put in some lighting so we can actually see. Oh wow, you know, you can barely see anything, can you? The torches, they really don't light up very much at all. So let's go in here. In one of these chests, we have some bowls, I think. There they are. Caught me a little bit off guard because I wasn't quite ready to come back in yet. I had only just come up that underground bit and I thought it was amusing. I was under my own house. No. That's how you make bowls. What we want to do is have mushroom stew. It still doesn't work. That means that That's weird. That means that the only food in the game, as far as I know, is the mushroom stew, but I don't know how to get it. So each time that you load and save the game, your heart's reset to full. So that's quite convenient. But in the meantime, it's also really annoying. I do have some apples left over in the chest over here from the original InDev starter chest. So I could find those. I think they're in here somewhere. Nope. I thought I had apples. Perhaps I don't. I'm not going blind. Nope, definitely not. So I have no food. No food at all. So survival isn't going to work very well for me at the moment. The sheep, they don't drop any food. Nothing like that. Maybe what I'll have to do is just keep going until I die and then move up to the next version. In terms of food, in InDev 2010-02-06, farmland, wheat, bread, hoes, and farming were all introduced. Although, at the moment I've seen no evidence of that. There's no grass here for me to harvest seeds from in order to grow wheat or anything like that. So let's have a look at these one by one. So if we put down our crafting bench, we should be able to make a hoe. Oh yes, although I don't have any iron. So let's do that fun thing again where we get to set fire to the ground and then throw our iron into the fire and create iron ingots. I think that's so funny. It's the only time in the game where we're really going to have a chance to do that because it'll probably be changed fairly soon. So why not enjoy it while we can? Sorry, there we go. Don't know what I'm doing. Oh, look at that. I've made my first hoe. So let's find out what happens. I can make farmland. You can see that lighting glitch on the perimeter of the block there because the farmland is a few pixels lower. That's cool. Can I turn it back to dirt, or is this just always going to be farmland now? Interesting. Can I pick it up? And I just get a block of dirt back. So at least I can return these to dirt if I want to. Let me get that out of my hand, or back into my hand. And there we go. So I can put it all back. So if there's been wheat and bread added, how do we get wheat and bread at the moment if we can't get seeds to grow it? I don't know. I don't know. Something that we're going to have to work out. Let's return this to farmland. Oh, that shadow glitch is really so strange. There was one more thing that was added in this version that was changed, and that is the change to the splashing sound. And I always find the sound changes fascinating because they're so very iconic to Minecraft. So why don't we come out here to the beach where this sheep seems to be going crazy. In fact, I think you can just hear the sheep doing it. Those are the new splashing sounds. There you go. We didn't even have to do anything. I think that In celebration of the fact that we now have sounds that we can play with, and that we're in the era of Minecraft where the sounds were just that so much different to what we're used to today, why don't we have a little tribute to the sound effects of early Minecraft? That was a pretty amazing little tribute. I quite enjoyed putting that together. The old Minecraft sounds are just so nostalgic. It's so great. And look what I found in this chest. This definitely wasn't here before, right? And why are there only 92? 92 helmets. I don't know what that's about. So since they're there, let's have a look. Well, we can put the armor helmet on, but I don't know if it's going to do any protection for us, but we might as well wear it, right? We're in survival after all. Every little bit of armor is going to help. I really don't know where they came from. I just opened up that chest and looked inside, and lo and behold, I was thinking, what? Where are these coming from? In one of the next versions coming up anyway, they introduce craftable armor, so we'll look forward to that in the next episode. And I can also tell you that in the next episode we will be upgrading for possibly the final time before we move from in-dev to no. Oh, hello. No. Oh, I'm gonna have to fix that. What was I saying before all these noisy mobs started getting noisy? Yes, it may be the last version or two before we move to InfDev, which is the infinite terrain generation. And I'm looking forward to that because it means we can start to explore the world more and more. So that's going to be fantastic. But we've run out of time for this episode and we're going to have to leave it there. I want to thank you all for watching. I know how much you love this series as much as I love making it. Please leave a comment if you saw something in today's video that you enjoyed, or if there was anything about what we covered today that reminded you of the ye olde glory days of Minecraft. If you're new to this series, then hello. If you haven't watched from the beginning, then you should definitely go back right to the start and check out the series because we've been following through all of the versions right from the very, very beginnings of Minecraft, and it's been so much fun. Excuse me, I was doing my outro. Thank you. So where was I? Yes. If you enjoyed it, then please do leave a comment, a like, a thumbs up, you know, that sort of thing. Subscribe if you want to as well. I keep feeling like mobs are going to be creeping up on me. But until the next episode, let's leave it there. Thank you all so much. This has been BugmanCX. You've been watching Minecraft The Journey. Bye bye.